Yo, 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 we are live. Like, all the way live. Like, we live. What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't shut my fan off. I'm back. It's about to get really hot in here, so if I start sweating, please don't judge a brother because it is blazing hip-hop and R&B out here. It's hot. It's hot. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? Please let me know how you're doing today in the chat. I would love to hear how you're doing. Oh, good. Sticks Girls in the house. First comment. What's up? Please, yes, please like, share, all that stuff, man. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We're going to have an interesting conversation today. I'll be touching on a couple of things today. Just sharing. And having a good time while doing so. But before I do that, I like to engage with the people that are watching. So before I go into all the way into this, we're just going to chat and have a good time chatting. Hey, Sunflower Forever, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming through, my fellow Zionian. How you doing today? Me and her went to Zion Bible Institute together. We actually went to Bible college together at one point. I was there for a year, but yep. So I'm glad that you're here, Six Girls. Thank you so much. When you come into the chat, do me a favor. Let me know how your day was. You don't have to tell me exactly where you are as far as what city, but if you're in the United States, what state you're at. And if you're around the world, what country are you watching from? So please let me know. Please let me know. So, wow, man, I got 3 people in the chat. I'm going to let it rock for a little bit. Hopefully we can get some more. And you know what? I feel like I'm starting to sweat already. So I hope I don't like sweat through this. I finally got on a live again. Oh, hit this live, yeah. You know what? You should do live streams too, Sunflower. You should. I would recommend you start and go on live, man. I think you would enjoy it. I think you would have a good time going live. I really do. All right. So I'm hoping that I'm able to navigate through this pretty well because my internet has been extremely temperamental today. I was tutoring earlier today and my internet just shut off for me. I'm like, yo, I'm paying for Verizon fiber optics, gigabyte upload, gigabyte download. Why is my internet stalling? I don't do that. So I'm going to be on the phone with Verizon tomorrow. The great state of Maine. I remember you were from Maine. I remember being shocked that you were from Maine when I first met you. I was like, Maine, really? There's like our people up there? But yeah, they have our people all over the planet. Yeah. Yep. And we got Texas. Texas is here. I'm lying. I've been to Texas one time when I was in Dallas for a layover on a flight to Los Angeles. The only time I've been to the great state of Texas. Texas. Yeah. So how's everybody doing tonight? Who else is here? Oh, I got 4 people in the chat. If you're here and you have not hit that like button, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. That would mean the world to me. Hit that like button. Today we're talking about a couple of things. And as you know, for the past couple of weeks, this is the 3rd week, I've been doing sort of like a webinar on about sort of like what I present to couples and like what I call recalibrating your marriage. It's both a pre-marriage seminar or session, 8-week session that I'm actually cramming into 4 weeks, 8-week session, and it's a session also that can be used for couples that just need a marriage tune-up. That hook girl is in the building. What's up? Oh no, I don't have lots of lag, do I? Yo, am I lagging? Oh, are you saying that? Oh, the entire world is online, so there's lots of lags. I may not necessarily be lagging, but the world is online, so there's a lot of lag everywhere. I get it. Okay. Whew, you scared me. I think I may lag once I start this PowerPoint because it happened last week. I'm hoping that it doesn't. I'm wired into my network, so it shouldn't. Okay, let me get a sip of my coffee. Oh, where did I get this cup, this mug from? Is that what you're asking? Hold up. Are you asking where I got this mug from? I got it from my Teespring account. Yes, I have a Teespring account, and this mug can be yours as well. Just by going to my Teespring account, link in the description, and ordering your very own Did You Pray About It mug. Yeah. Go ahead. Go over there right now. I'll give you time. Go look. See what I got there. I got more than just mugs. I got merchandise, all that good stuff. Go ahead. Take a look. Support the channel. Keep this going. I shouldn't be drinking coffee right now because I got to be up mad early in the morning. And Six Girl came through in the clutch with the link for the merchandise. I appreciate it. Please take a look at that link. If there's anything that you like on there, please purchase. And your purchase will go toward the support of this YouTube channel. And also I got a kid going to Morehouse College. Yo, check this out. So I found out this morning that Morehouse College will not be letting any students on campus, that they're going full virtual learning, which I'm all for it. Atlanta right now is a little hot when it comes to this pandemic, so I'm for it. It allows me to have my son home a little bit longer, but yeah. Hey, Larita, let me ask you a question. Is your son going to Atlanta, or did his school, Clark Atlanta, also cancel in classes and they're doing fully online learning? Let me know. So thanks for being here, and make sure you go to that link. All right, and support the bro. All right, support the bro. Oh, today we're going to get into some juicy stuff. Some juicy stuff. I like talking about this too, because when I talk about this, some people get shocked that I actually talk about things like this. Yeah. Hey, Selindel, how are you? I know it's pretty late where you are, so if you have to go to bed, I fully recommend you do so, especially with the content of what I'm talking about today. This is a family channel, and today's topic, although family oriented, is more for the adult family oriented. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I actually set this live stream up for 18 and over because of the content. Now, I'm not talking about anything nefarious or evil. What we're talking about is God created, God ordained, God blessed, and it's a beautiful thing when it's, in the confines of marriage. So I'll be discussing that. But if there are young eyes, I had to put it 18 and over because last week when I was doing my live, one of my students, my actual fourth graders that's going to fifth grade, showed up in the live. I was like, oh, hey, good to see you, little one. You're not supposed to be watching my channel right now. It's late. Go to bed now. And some of us may be sipping on a nice drink. What are you sipping on? I have coffee and water. Oh, you're going to sleep now? All right. Bye. I will have I should hopefully have a premiere tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Let's do it. All right. It's tomorrow at 3 p.m. I just got the email yesterday morning that they will be going full-time virtual. Yeah, the same thing at Morehouse College, which I'm happy. I get to keep my baby around for a little longer while he goes to school, and he can work and save up for his car. He's got his license, so he just wants his car. That's it. That's all he wants. That's all he wants. So I set this stream to be 18 and over because of the content. So I probably won't, if it does get monetized, I won't be monetizing it because I won't get money from it because it's 18 and over. But I want to make sure that, nice bottle of water. All right. Arizona green tea. Okay. All right. So you're drinking Arizona in Maine. All right. Corny dad joke. I'm a granddad. I can do that. I'm sipping on my usual lemon and ginger tea. Lemon zinger tea? Haha, you thought I forgot. I remembered. Lemon zinger tea. Know what we should do? My son is working, saving, with his mom and safe with his mom. Yeah. I think that's the wisest thing for them to do right now. Some states have been irresponsible with their approach to this virus. They thought it was a New York thing, and they never considered that it can hit their states the way it has. So listen, let's all be smart out there. And Oracles and Beyond, thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time in the live stream, do me a favor and put a coffee emoji in the chat. We want to make sure we show you love. So thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate it. Mind you, there's a 20-second delay from the time I'm saying this to the time you're seeing it. So right now, I'm looking at a time of 15 minutes and 35 seconds, but what you see is 15 minutes. So there's about, oh wow, there's about a 40-second delay. That's the most it's been since I started using Streamlabs. Crazy. LOL. Nope. Today I have a different brand, so it's actual lemon and ginger. Could you stop confusing the brother? Either you're drinking lemon zinger because zinger is ginger, or you're not. Because I thought I was, you know what? Forget it. Forget it. I'm done. Yeah, I'm drinking coffee. Yes, it's late. But for me to keep my wits, I got to have my coffee at 9:11 p.m. All right. Is your youngest going full-time? Nope. He's going, oh, yeah, he's going full-time virtual. Are you choosing no partial? He's doing full-time virtual. Okay. I may have to do partial as a teacher, but he's going full-time virtual. I am not letting him in the building. Not that. I just want to make sure that everything is safe. And he may not go back until maybe a year after the vaccine has been approved, because I want to make sure that, and please, you may think I'm a really bad person for thinking this, I want other people to take this vaccine before my kids do and before I do, because I want to make sure it works and there's no like crazy side effects. If people want to be brave enough to go and take this vaccine, because I'm not like anti-vaccine. I'm not. But people want to be brave enough to be the first ones to take this vaccine, by all means, go ahead. I will keep you in prayer. But I'm not putting that thing in my body until I know it works without crazy side effects. That's just me. That's just me. Yo, let's get started with this. Like, what? Without further ado, let's get started. Let's see how we can make this work. Let's see if we can make this work, all right? All right, so let me decrease this. All right, let me see if I can get this going. Oh, I could, but hold on. Yeah. So the challenge is going to be me being able to see the chat. I'm going to have to look here at the side to see a chat because I had to minimize. I have a 2-screen setup, so I have to minimize what's on my laptop screen so that I can see the presentation on this screen. So bear with me unless I do it this way. Let me see if I can do it this way. Let's see. Oh, I could do it this way. Dre is so smart sometimes. Dre can be like smart when he wants to be. Yeah, this is the way I should do it. All right, Andre. You got this. Now I can see your comments. All right, so let's get started with this. All right. Hold on. PowerPoint presentation. This is what I want. Right here. Let's get intimate. Let's get into this topic of intimacy in a marriage. So before I get started, so that you have a little bit of a background about who I am and what I do. I'm a teacher. Before I'm a teacher, I'm a father of 3 sons, a grandfather of 1 grandson, and a father-in-law to a beautiful, amazing daughter-in-law. I am an educator, a teacher full-time by trade, and on the side I help couples who are getting married or who are married and they just need some marriage coaching. Those 2 certificates back there, piece of paper, some people may say, but I worked hard for those. The top one is my degree in education, my master's in education. The bottom one is my master's in marriage and family counseling. So what I try to do is, and I don't pretend to be like a marriage expert, I am a person who learned a couple of things that try to turnkey that information in order to help others. That's all I want to do. I'm also a divorcee. So I am a divorced man telling you guys how to have a great marriage. Why is it important to speak to others who have been divorced about having a great marriage? Because you can learn from other people's mistakes. One time, I kid you not, true story. My pastor recommended a couple to come see me for marriage coaching and counseling, and they didn't want to come to me despite me having a degree because they thought that I was divorced and it was bad, like bad karma or whatever, bad vibes. First off, it would be bad vibes if I was jaded and I didn't like marriage. I still love the institution of marriage, the union of two people coming together and committing their lives to one another. It's still a beautiful thing. And I will, by God's grace, be in the same thing once again. But, and I also understand people's concern about receiving marriage advice from somebody who has been divorced. My approach to this is, because I have been divorced, my goal is to help couples not get divorced and not to become divorced. That's my approach, and I will stand by it all the time. Want to be a blessing? Yes, yeah. Sticks Girl is on it. If you guys want to bless the channel, you can cash at me. But if not, I'm glad that you're here. Your support is here. I don't have a husband yet. I'm learning, but I'm all for learning. Yeah, so am I. I'm still learning. I'm still reading books. I am single now, but have been married. Rest in peace, hubby. Amen. Rest in peace to your husband. I know, like, mourning the loss of a loved one is tough. But Hooker, like, you're doing your thing. You're extremely encouraging. It's amazing. So you are an encouragement to me, Hooker. You are. All right. So let's get intimate, shall we? Usually I would have like a glass of wine and stuff and talk intimacy with a glass of nice, sweet red wine. Not today. I have my coffee. All right, so let's get intimate, and let's talk about this topic here. Okay. So if we can get this to go. It's not going. There we go. Nope. It went too fast. There we go. All right. So let's start off with a blank slate. And I'm going to come to you guys. I'm going to let you guys know what angle I'm coming from. I am coming from a biblical and Christian worldview when it comes to the topic of intimacy and sex. So this discussion, although it will be free, it will be under the guise of my faith in Christ. So, and God's function for his created activity that he have blessed human beings with. Sex. All right, guys. So we're going to talk about that today. And not in like a crazy, raunchy type of way, or a way that if your little ones are listening, they're going to cover their eyes and blush. There may be some moments of blushing, but the blushing will be from the understanding that this thing that some of us may have seen and grew up thinking that it was naughty is actually a beautiful thing in the eyes of God. All right. So I want to, real quick, before I get started with this candid discussion about sex, and we're also going to get into legacy as well, I want to show you guys a video by a guy named Vadi Barcham. Now, I don't agree with him on a lot of things, but I like his commentary on sex in a Christian marriage, okay? This is actually a video that I got from Focus on the Family, I think it is. They get all the credit, okay? YouTube, if you're watching, they get the credit. The YouTube link is in there. Please don't copyright me. I got permission. All right. Let's take a look at what he has to say about it. Family life. Family life.
Most people have a hard time connecting God and sex because we believe sex is bad. Sex is just taboo. We've sort of, put it in this category of things that are naughty and nasty. And for a while, that's the way we taught kids about sex. It's naughty. Don't, no, 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 no. And then all of a sudden, when they're getting ready to get married, we go, okay, now here's a little secret. You can't do that. We have all of these wrong perceptions of what sex is all about. And I think one of the things that we have to do is have a right view of sex, a right view of God. And the other thing is, we think that a relationship with God, and we think that Christianity is about the things that we deny ourselves, when nothing could be further from the truth. God's
Preach.
not against us.
Preach.
God wants us to enjoy this world that he created. God wants us to embrace and celebrate those things that he has created. God wants us to Why didn't God just give us one food? Think about this. Adam's in the garden, and God says, from all of the trees of the garden, you may freely eat. This one, no. But don't go there. Just think for a moment. God doesn't say, here's the one thing that I've created for you to eat. No. He says, first of all, here's a beautiful garden. It's aesthetically pleasing. Enjoy it. Secondly, here's some great food, and there's variety in it. Enjoy it. God is not against pleasure. And so I think part of the problem is we have not been able to embrace the idea that the joy and the pleasure of sex is a gift that God has given us. And because of that, we don't think rightly about it.
Facts. All the way facts. So, question. Boom. Done. So let me ask you a question. Honestly, when you grew up, what were your lessons, or what did your parents or your church teach you about sex? I want to read the comments, but unfortunately there's like 40-second delay. So as we continue going, I'm going to keep talking, and then I'm going to get into your comments. So what did your parents and your church teach you about sex? Okay? While you guys formulate your answers and type those in the chat, and if you're watching after the live stream, you can type your comments in the comments below. Okay? And by the way, if you haven't yet visited my Teespring to get your Did You Pray About It cup, your mug, and other merch, please do so at the link provided in the description. Shameless plug. All right. So, what does God feel about sex? You know what he feels? He feels that it's nasty, naughty, and you should not engage in it. End of story. Live stream over. No. Farthest from the truth. Nothing farther from the truth, all right? God, what does God really feel about sex? One, God invented sex. Like, God invented sex. The reproductive systems of both male and female, God created, right? And the function of sex is multiple. They have multiple functions of sex. I think, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. We live in a hyper-sexually charged society. Everything is sexualized, from commercials to cartoon characters. Like, everything is hyper-sexualized, right? And with that hypersexual mindset that we all are conditioned to believe, when we have one place telling us sex is not good and you shouldn't do it, and then another thing that's giving us total opposite information, how do we navigate through that? A hood girl says, I was never taught about sex. I learned it on my own. Yeah, like, so you wasn't even meant. So they were like, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about sex with my child. It is what it is. Nothing. That it was for married couples. Okay, so they didn't teach you anything about sex. They just said it was for married couple. Okay. I was taught that it was reserved for marriage. Okay. Wasn't Eat to Live Strong Live. Made it. Gonna have to watch the replay. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Marley December is in the house. All right. So I just asked the question, what did your parents and or church teach you about sex? Okay. So let's get back to this. According to Genesis 2:24 and 25, God invented sex. God created the organs. He created the nerve endings inside both genitalia area. God created that, and when God created sex, He understood the female anatomy and the male anatomy, and He made it pleasurable for both man and woman. Made it pleasurable. All right. 2, the marriage bed is good. It's good. All right. According to Hebrews 13:4, the Bible says that the marriage bed is undefiled. Like, what happens in the marriage bed between a husband and wife is a beautiful thing. We teach our kids that no, sex is bad. No. If you're not married, it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. And we don't teach them about the beauty of it, because we are combating a society that's hypersexualized, right? And maybe you can relate. Back back in like the early 90s when cable, everybody had like those small cable boxes with a little time in it. If you had like, extra, you would get the cable box with the time. Some of us didn't have the cable box with the time in it, right? And there were certain channels that you can like sort of get sometimes, and then you got the squiggly lines, and then you hear this like really heavy breathing, and you're trying to look. And I was a kid in my mother's room sometimes, and when like she was at work, and I would watch and like, okay, what can I see? What can I see? Because I was a nosy kid that was curious about sex, and nobody was telling me about it. All right, my mom was like, no sex, and then when I hit a certain age, she gave me a box of condoms and said, don't bring no babies in this house, And I wasn't raised in church, so I wasn't hearing anything from the church about sex. And then when I got to church and when I got saved, they were just telling us not to have it. It's bad if you have it. That's what we were told. So I was like, as a Christian, a young Christian, like really afraid of sex because I didn't want to go to hell. So that was it. Marley December says, I attended a school that taught us about sexual activity. We had to have permission from our parents before we were able to take classes. Both my parents gave me condoms at age 16. So the question was like, what did your parents teach you? I remember actually being in middle school and taking a sex education class. And I remember seeing the images there, and in my immaturity, I laughed and I smirked, and Mr. Campbell was a teacher at the time. I remember Mr. Campbell. He was a sex ed teacher. And I was like, like, I was immature. I got yelled at a lot. Yeah. Larita, if you went to 72, you may remember Mr. Campbell. All right. So the marriage bed is good. That means whatever happens in the bed, save inviting other people into it, is a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. Like a gorgeous thing, right? Where God has blessed it. When God told Adam and Eve to be fruitful and multiply, the function was to occupy the earth, to multiply. All right. The natural response or the natural reaction to sex is usually birth, a birth of a child, childbirth, right? But in that childbirthing comes pleasure. It's pleasurable to have sex. Therefore, it's pleasurable eventually to have a child, right? So the marriage bed is good. It's a beautiful thing. God loves when his people who are married are engaging in this activity because it's a time for people to come together, right? Made it for couples, pleasure, Song of Solomon. The whole book, read it. The Song of Solomon is like one of those books that you read and you're like, yo, this is in the Bible? Like, yo, I don't know if I should be reading this. Let me skip over to 1 Samuel. Like, let me go back a little bit. Let me skip this whole chapter, this whole book. Read it. It's a good book. I remember him. I was the one who blushed. Yo, it was crazy, right? So he made it for couples, right? And here's the beautiful thing about sex, and I share this all the time, right? When a man and woman they're having sex, that's like one of the most intimate times, and it's so intimate where the man is actually sharing the space of the woman. He enters her and occupies her space, and they connect in such a deep way, to the point where it's pleasurable. It's a place of vulnerability. It should be a place of trust and honor and pleasure. It's a beautiful thing, And when a husband and wife are engaged in that kind of activity, in that kind of intimacy, God is pleased. God loves it. But you know what happens? We live in a society where sex is like overly talked about, overly seen. And we think that sex is one of the most important things in a marriage. And honestly, I wouldn't say it's one of the most important things in a marriage. It's important. Pleasure between couples, important. But we put so much stock in sex, so much so to the point where some of us believe that it's necessary to taste the goods before you get married, because you want to make sure that this man can please you or this woman can please you, right? And I say this to that. If the goal is togetherness, if the goal is to please your spouse, then when you go into marriage, and even if you're virgins or even if you've never had sex, like, because the honest truth is, like, some of the older people who are a little older probably are not virgins. They probably engage in sexual activity. If you're a divorcee, you've engaged in sexual activity. And sometimes after you've engaged in sexual activity, it loses its I don't want to say holiness, but it loses its exclusivity. You know, once you have it once and then you break up, it's like, wow. Some people just don't think about, okay, I'm just not going to do it anymore. Some people really like, you know, all right, well, I lost my virginity. Like, as if losing your virginity one time and then, all right, it all goes to crap from there. So since I lost my virginity one time, I might as well just go out there and do my thing. Don't look at it like that, okay? Your body is to be held in honor by all. So honor your body. However, I'm like losing my thought. We live in a society where people want to taste the goods before they get married. And if the goal is to please each other, then there's a huge possibility and a high percentage of a couple who may be virgins or a couple who have never had sex together being able to please one another because they're going into the marriage with the mindset that I am going to do what I can to please my wife, to please my husband. Whether it's in the bed or outside of the bed, I'm looking to please them. So when I'm in the bed, I'm going to spend time exploring their body to know what it is that they enjoy. I am going to listen so that they can communicate to me what they enjoy. And then going forward, my goal is to do those things. And as we continue to explore and continue to learn new ways to please one another, we're going to continue doing those things. You don't need to have sex before marriage to know that. You just don't. If your goal is to get into marriage for togetherness, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And my parents were teenagers when they became pregnant with me and married. So they taught me just about everything they knew to keep me and my sister and I from making the same mistakes. Facts. Well, I won't call myself a mistake. No, there are no mistakes. If you are here on this planet, then God has you here for a purpose. But I don't have to tell you that, Marley, because you know that. Like, you tell me that. So, yeah. God has us here for a purpose. So there are no mistakes. And again, God made it for couples' pleasure. We are to enjoy sex and enjoy it with the person that we marry. It's a beautiful thing. God didn't just create sex and was like, yo, this is only for reproduction. You're not allowed to have fun. You're not allowed to enjoy it. Okay? Do not smile. Do not even look at her body. You just go in, ejaculate, and then leave. And then hopefully you impregnated her. That's not what sex is about. Or not the only thing about sex. Even that's the main function of sex. Let's be honest. The function of sex is to reproduce. But it's fun. We like to do it. I came to find out that because I was not in the midst of intimacy, the honor of saving myself, but instead of the mindset of lust, I wasn't pleased and later had to recalibrate my mindset. Facts. Reminds me of the topic of this live stream. Recalibrating your marriage. Rethink sex altogether. Yeah. Right. It's not like, it's like, yeah. You're right, Larita. I'm with you on that. But I taught my daughter to wait until she knew for sure sex was something that she wants to take part in, whether before or after marriage. I talked to my daughter about sex at the age of 4. And I think that that's important to talk to them about sexuality at a young age so that when they are older and in a healthy way, when they are older, they aren't deceived by what society is teaching them from TV or whatever. Only because Aisha asked me at the age of 4 where she came from. How did she become who she is as a person? That's one of those awkward questions. Like, I could probably talk to my sons about that. But if my daughter was to come to me, Dad, where did I come from? Check, please. Oh, no, we're not eating out? Okay, yeah. You may want to go talk to your mom about that. I don't know if I can do that. My sons are, yeah, we get real. It's the reason why I have been celibate for 5 years now. Yes. And celibacy is a beautiful thing as well. All right. But you know what couples need to be able to do? We live in a society that is so sex-driven that we think sex is everything. Everything, right? And we don't really discuss true intimacy and true connection a lot of times outside of that. So I remember one thing my mother did give me. She gave me a book that said 1,000 ways to 1,000 ways to. I don't know if it went along the lines of 1,000 ways to be intimate without having sex. All right. So that's what couples need to be able to do. They need to be able to identify what ways they can practice non-sexual intimacy. This is the evidence. When couples are able to do this, this is the evidence of what a true marriage. You can have an explosive sexual experience every time in the bed and hate each other. Can't stand each other. Don't want each other touching each other. And there's marriages out there that are like that. LOL, I looked at her for a minute, but eventually sat her down. And that's good mommy practicing right there, Molly. Yes, Molly, December, I celebrate being celibate for 3 years. All right. Oh, everybody, boom, boom. All right. Show all that love in the room, in the chat. Okay. By the way, did you stop by my Teespring and pick up your Did You Pray About It mug? If not, you should. It's a good mug. Thank you. All right. So, couples need to discover ways to be intimate without having sex. Holding hands, winking at each other, doing things such as reading the Bible together. Fellas, let me give you guys a little hint. And I'm not saying this to do this for that motive, but I'm letting you know that you really want to look attractive to your wife. Pull out the Bible and start reading it and invite her to read it with you. Yo, you want to talk about developing security in your spouse? That will do it. And then when she feels secure, she feels safe enough to do about anything and everything that you would like to do. You're welcome, gentlemen. You're welcome. Take that advice. Yep, I prayed about it yesterday. Yeah. All right. So, got to identify ways that you can be intimate without having sex. And stop allowing society to tell us and dictate to us what intimacy is. Okay? Intimacy is not just in the confines of sex. It's a whole, like, intimacy is one of those things that can help get us to the place where our sex is great. Right? But it's not sex in itself. Okay? Here are some ways. Find non-sexual activities you both enjoy. Or engage in activities that your spouse enjoys. So, I love basketball. And I'm embarrassed to say it, but I'm going to say it. The New York Knicks is my favorite basketball team. Okay? My lady buys me tickets to the New York Knicks game. All right? And that's like making me feel happy all inside and all over. All over. That's an intimate moment for me. And if my lady likes to go out for breakfast at a really nice expensive spot in the city, and that's what she likes to do, right? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, surprise her and take her out for breakfast. Like it was like a birthday. I'll surprise on her birthday, take her out for breakfast, right? Because she likes that kind of stuff. That's an intimate moment for her because she feels connected to me, all right? Finding activities you both enjoy or doing things that the partner enjoys that you may not necessarily be all that into, but it makes them feel like you're connecting with them. Right? What ways can women create intimacy with their husbands? Oh, we're getting into that right now. Holding hands, right? And this is like holding hands is a very intimate thing. Sharing in chores. Again, for the gentleman, your wife comes home from work and you just happen to be off that day. If she sees the living room clean, laundry folded, and you cooking dinner, and in the meantime washing the dishes, yo, gentlemen, I'm helping you out here. In her mind, that's intimacy because like you're doing what she would normally do and you're making a connection with her right there. Listen, this is good advice. You need to take it. Intimacy involves feelings and emotions, closeness, and connectedness with another person. Intimate relationships are often characterized by attitudes and mutual trust, caring, and acceptance. You better preach, hood girl. Preach that. You know, this should be a panel, right? I should be a panel and have you come in and share that. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Holding one another close. Holding one another close. Being close to one another. Getting as close as you can to one another when you're watching a movie. When you are standing together online at the supermarket. Being close to one another. Intimate moments. Petting and patting. My personal favorite. My love language is physical touch, which is ironic because I don't like being touched by everybody, but I do like being touched by the people that I am intimate with. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, I can be in the city, right, in Manhattan, walking, and I don't want nobody like bumping into me. Say, wait, I literally. It's funny to see me walking in like Times Square because I'm like this, and I'm like dodging people, like the Matrix. Like, you remember the Matrix? And when Morpheus was walking through the crowd of people, he was just like dodging them, and Neo was bumping into them it's just like that. You gotta be dodging, right? But if you are my lady, I like to be touched, and I like to touch. I like to touch. And just because there's touching and petting and patting involved doesn't mean that it's always going to lead to the bed. That should not be an automatic thing. It should not be an automatic thing. My wife has to know that if she's washing the dishes, I may come up behind her, squeeze her tush, kiss her in the back of the neck, and tell her I love her, and walk away, not expecting anything. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, you know? Or I'll come around her, get real close to her, right? And wash the dishes as she washes the dishes also around her, all right? As I'm extremely close to her. All right? That's all moments of intimacy that doesn't necessarily involve sex. And the beautiful thing is you guys can and there's not like a set list. Anything can be done. Anything can be done to create that closeness. All right? So so let me ask you guys a question. Put in the chat. What are some ways that you think people can be intimate without involving sex? What are some ways? And while the 40 seconds pass, I'm just going to do another shameless plug. Get your mug at my Teespring. But did you pray about it? Go get it right now. And the dope thing about this is that you can click the link in the description and it'll open up a new tab, or it should open up a new tab. Or just to be safe, right click, open new tab, and go and order your mug. Paint my toenails. Gentlemen, they're speaking knowledge here. You like to be touched by folks in crowds. There. Don't be touching me. Like, yeah, I'm the same way. I don't like crowds either. I don't want people bumping into me. Facts. Man, oh man, you're talking about some things now. Yes. All right, so what are some things that you think would benefit couples when it comes to practicing intimacy without sex? Because these are things that we have to be able to do in a marriage. Because one of the things that some marriages fall into is, and this is specifically for men, right? When men get married to women because they are baddies, they look good, they tend to see them as an object. So eventually the wife will feel like an object, like not valued, just like an object of this man's affection and sexual needs. We got to be careful not to fall into that. Thank you so much, Dix Girl. Like, she's on it, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oil my scalp. Yo, I know, like, scalp rubs, like your husband, like, you're sitting down, your husband is like got the oil and just like rubbing the oil in. Listen, all that, and it makes you feel good. Reading to each other, dancing, and looking into each other's eyes when no music is playing, playing and combing your hair. Rub my thigh while I'm driving or while he's driving. Volunteering together. And that's a dope thing. Going out and like doing things like feeding the poor together and working in the community together. Grabbing your blow horns and shouting, for a cause together. Yo, very, very dope advice. Listen. Worshiping together. Or, no, worshiping together is a very intimate thing too. It's praying together is an intimate thing. It's a beautifully intimate thing. And even it spans even outside of marriage. Like when I'm praying with my brother, that's an intimate moment that we're sharing. All right, I'm praying with my sister. That's an intimate moment that we're sharing. All right. So yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Yes. So we got finding somebody you can volunteer with. Yeah, that is dope. Dope. All right. Let's move on. Now, with that, establishing a legacy for your family, right? Your marriage is the blueprint for your family. Your marriage is the blueprint for your family. You may not realize this, but how your kids view your marriage will largely affect how they view relationships with other people. Not just with people that they like, their boyfriend and girlfriends, but with everybody. It's a blueprint for your family. Your marriage will be an identifying factor of what your family will be. No, he must worship with me at some point. No, it's not too much. Facts. Bible studies together. Facts. Simply walking in a park, enjoying nature, hand in hand, then sitting in the park. How romantic. Or even getting like a sheet or and a picnic basket and laying down and just relaxing together. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Molly, that can be a first date. It is not an original thought. I have really godly friends. Yeah. Yeah. That could be a first date. That would be a test. That could be a test too. Hey, so I want to take you out, but I want us to go to a soup kitchen and help feed the needy before we go out to eat. Is that cool? See how that goes on the first date. Board games, yeah. Well, board games could get a little hot, all right? Could get a little hot because if I'm playing Uno with my lady and she beats me, I may be sleeping on the couch myself. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. So your marriage is the blueprint for your family. Okay? Your children will model your behavior and create within themselves an identity. True story. They will figure out who they are based on your marriage. And this is why I say this, and I'm going off the beaten path for a second. For couples who are divorced or people who have children that weren't married, that aren't together anymore, when your children see your interaction, it does create an identity in them. If you guys are always at odds, if you guys are always angry and practicing bitterness and being petty and spiteful, your child internalizes that. And it becomes their identity, and we don't even realize it. And they start treating everybody else that way. Listen, your marriage is very important, not just to yourselves, but to your children as well. Your children will model your behavior and create within themselves an identity, which is why legacy is extremely, extremely important. Another way of understanding how your child is affected by your marriage is through the psychological process of identification. The way she models herself after those adults who are important in her day-to-day life. The way you model your behavior is how your children will behave when they're not in your presence. Okay? When you are intimate with one another and you're showing love and genuine concern for one another, your children will model that. They got to be able to see this. And everything that you do in your marriage is an opportunity to visually teach your children how to interact with the world. Her girl's leaving? In chat. Have a great night, girls. I appreciate you being here. Good night, hood girl. Yeah, all right. So true. Reason I never argue with my husband in front of my daughter. Yeah, it's important. It's very important. Okay? Therefore, a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife. You're establishing a legacy for your family. How you behave, how you show love, how you interact with one another will model for your children how to interact with the world, how to engage the world. And they will identify themselves with how you guys, as a husband and wife, will treat one another. Okay? Next week, we're going to be talking about blended families. Okay? Blended families. This is a big thing because when I get married, I'll be having a blended family. I'll be, with somebody and they're coming into my house and I have kids. So, blended families. All right? And this is an important topic that we really going to really get into. All right? So, I'm back. Now you just see my face here. So, let's talk, man. What do you guys think? Share with me your opinions, your thoughts as I sip coffee out of my Teespring cup. But did you pray about it? So let's chat a little bit. What do you guys think? You guys agree, disagree, or could you add some things? Because that's the beautiful thing about what I do is, we got a thermos, is that I love to learn. And I understand also that that everything that I share, I know is not exhaustive. It's not like you do this and it will definitely work. Different strokes for different folks, right? So one thing may work for you, but it may not work for somebody else. And that's okay. And that's why I love being in a community. Because communities can give multiple perspectives, see multiple things, see different things. And we are protected in our community. So what do you guys think? You totally agree? Thank you so much, Larita. Thank you so much. This was great info. Definitely going to share it out. I appreciate that. Yeah, because family is important. It's important. And I think we're losing the importance of being in a family and being in a community. We know that because we look at the world today. Look at especially the United States, right? Years ago, families, it wouldn't be odd for families to live within a 5-block radius from one another. Or for families to live multiple generations living in the same house, meaning grandfather, grandparents, parents, and children living in the same house. It wasn't odd. Today it's odd. Today it's like you live with your parents. Like, what is wrong with you? But in the sense of community, it makes sense, right? In the sense of family, it makes sense. And today we live in a time where that's not looked upon so favorably by everybody. Some people understand the purpose and the benefit, but some people just think that it's not right. That people should be on their own and they should be independent. Which is why we have families so separated, where a family that grew up in New York, a child that grew up in New York, will go to college in Seattle and then take up root in Arizona and live in Arizona for the rest of their life, right? So they don't live home. They don't go back home anymore to be in that community. They go where they feel has the best opportunities for them. And we live in a world where we think about ourselves first, and we don't understand the benefit of being in a family, being a part of a strong community that support one another. So what do you guys think about that? I am teaching my children that sex can wait because unplanned children can be the result they are not ready for. I love my children and they change me, but my eldest, I was only 19 when I had her. The importance of family being a community is not as it was years ago. Your oldest is, 22 now, right? Just like my oldest is 22. Yeah, they were in the same school since middle school, right? And then when he went to go live with they went to Curtis together. And then when he went to go live with his mother, my ex-wife, then he changed schools. No, it's not, Marley. It's not. And I understand people want to go where the opportunity is. But they'll go where the opportunity is, right? And then they have their own family. They get married. They have children. And they're out there by themselves. And then they wind up spending thousands of dollars per month for childcare when their retired parents could do it for free. Like we lost the sense of community and being able to support one another in that kind of format. My daughter told me yesterday it will be almost 60 before she has children. I was like, what? Wow. Okay, so you'll be a 60-year-old grandmother and still fierce, right? The importance of family being a community is, it's not. It's not. So, and I'm from the school of thought where I don't mind my sons living with me until they get married and be on their own. I don't mind that. I'll be honest with you. I don't. I don't feel like it's always the best thing for men to go and have their own place before they get married. They should take root. Like I'm from the school of thought where, stay home, save up your money. I don't want you renting. I don't want you going out there and renting and paying somebody else's mortgage. I did that from the time I was 18 till 5 months ago. Come on. I don't want you paying somebody else's mortgage. Stay here, save up money for a down payment on a house, and go out and buy your house. But after you get married, or buy the house. No, save up. Save up all that you can when you find a wife, because you're always going to be able to find a house. Find a wife, get married, move in, and the first place you guys live together in is your very own home. Why not? So I believe in marriage, though, while with my ex for many years, with 3 beautiful children, I lost myself, and my initial values never got getting past engagement because of his cheating ways. I feel you, man. It's crazy. Receive it. Fierce grandma. Glamour. You're going to be a glamour. Yeah, it's like I'm Pop. I'm a 40-year-old grandfather. Go figure. Yeah. But you got 3 beautiful blessings, Larita. Right? Beautiful blessings. Yeah. I got like 2 more minutes until 10 o'clock, and then I'm going to end this stream. And I do want to thank you guys so much for rocking with me and being a part of this live stream. I appreciate it. It's probably going to be flagged. It's probably going to be removed. And I'm probably going to have to appeal it. So if you go to rewatch this, it may not be available in the next 2 hours, but I'm pretty sure it'll be available within the next 10. I'm going to set an alarm at 3 a.m. to see if it was flagged. Then I hit that appeal button. Copy and paste a message that I have started to copy and paste because all my videos are that way. Then I move on. This is water, by the way. This you can't get at Teespring. This you get from Family Dollar. Family Dollar hit me up with some funds. Sponsored you, supported you, shouted you out. Yeah. Yes. Oh, Larita, dealing with the emotion of past cheating was definitely, oh, wow. Yeah, that's big. Oh, wait, hold on, Larita. Let me fix that. All right. You can try to drop the link now, Larita. Try it. Yo, what happened? Look, they got rid of all her. Yeah, like they retracted every single message that you put on this. Nightbot, you're a little excessive tonight. Like, what's going on? Yo, what? Nightbot, don't do that to my people. All right, this is my community. I love them. Chill. All right, guys, I'm going to end it here. I do want to thank you guys so much for being with me and rocking with me and hanging out with me. All right. Tomorrow, hopefully, if I have time, I'll be premiering a video at 3 p.m. If not, maybe I'll go live at 3 p.m. We'll see if I don't have a video up in time. But either way, I'm gonna try to have a video up at 3 p.m. Either a premiere video or a live. All right, guys. Have a good night. God bless you all. I'm gonna let this rock for like another 40 seconds because, as you know, I should play music. That's what I should do. I don't using Streamlabs. There's a delay, so I'm gonna end it in 40 seconds. All right, peace.